always thinking about you, always dying. Can you tell? Say I'm fine, faking like I'm happy. Hope he doesn't ask me if there's someone else. But I'll still be alone when he's gone. All my friends are falling in love, and I can't even make out with him without wanting to touch.
Hi,
Charlotte Sands, look at you. How are you doing?
I'm so good.
What
are
a
you?
talent. What a talent. What a star, Charlotte. What an honor to have you here on the show. I mean, to say we've been binging on Love and Other Lives the past few weeks would be an understatement. We're like overdosed on it. And that EP, of course, is out now. And yeah, and Loved You a Little. Also great stuff. Where are you coming to us from, Charlotte?
I am currently in my mom's house in Massachusetts. We were supposed to be playing some shows in Canada that got canceled, so
Gotcha.
we are just kind of hanging out here until the Boston House of Blues show in a few days. And so we're just kind of camping out, staying with my mom. Very rock and roll.
Yeah, very. Listen, I think that's very rock and roll in 2022. Like canceled Canadian show, staying with mom. That's pretty
Yeah.
badass, actually.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And by the way, Charlotte, it was virtually almost a year ago, exactly, when you posted that TikTok. That is now a legendary story. You know, Youngblood, you're touring with Youngblood right now, the English musician. You posted a duet of one of his songs, and you posted yourself singing alongside him and asked him to go on tour with him. And here we are. You know, you're in Massachusetts opening for Youngblood. I mean, I have goosebumps just talking about it. You know, first of all, I mean, I have so many questions here, but first of all, when did you find out that this TikTok, Charlotte, was like really becoming viral, was like blowing up and like was becoming a thing? Do you remember the moment?
I mean, it was so interesting because I remember people like messaging me on Instagram and being like, "Oh, like I work for his team. I'm gonna send it," and all these kind of things that were like, "Oh, I have an in. I'm gonna do this," and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." I like didn't really expect anything out of it. I mean, it's it's just so cool how it happened, and honestly, it was just one of I feel like it was just like the additional thing that kind of helped me get that slot because there are so many talented artists right now and so many talented artists in this like genre. And so there is so much competition for like touring slots and so I think like something like that was kind of like the extra push for them to
Sure.
take me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And by the way, I'm in Nashville. Like I think you live in Nashville. We
Yeah.
thank you for being here because Nashville needs people like you. Like you are like a super important part of this city. But anyway,
Oh,
but yeah. But talking about the TikTok thing, people use the word manifesting all the time. It's almost become like, oh, here we go. But seriously, the universe really is so generous when we ask specifically and open ourselves up to things, right, Charlotte?
yeah, I am such a believer in like positive affirmations and I'm such a believer in like I think also anytime that I vocally like set a goal or said something, even if it's just to like convince myself, even if I'm like I'm gonna sell out this venue or I'm gonna do this in a year, I think it tricks your mind into being like, well now this is something it's not just written down and I can throw it away. I voiced it and I put it out there and now if I don't do it, I'm like failing at this thing that I said I was going to do. And so you kind of have more motivation subconsciously, I think, in your everyday life to do these certain things. And I until the last 2 years, like the last 2 years, the universe has been like helping me out a lot. I really do believe so much of it is because of the energy I've been like putting out and the words I've
100%.
been like saying. And it's really incredible when you like kind of start doing that.
100%, 100%, Charlotte. And since you're in Massachusetts, let me ask you a couple of questions about
Yeah.
Massachusetts, right? So let's go back first to Egremont, where you grew up before you moved to Hopkinton or whatever. And I love stories like this because you know that town is such a small town. I
Yeah.
mean, you cut your teeth as a young girl here, but there's this story, and let us know if it's true because I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
You're in third grade. I mean, third graders are like what? I don't know how old they are, but they're not old, okay? And people are
Yeah.
insecure, and you're in third grade, and you walk up to the best guitar player in your school in third grade, and you ask him to be in your band for a talent show. I mean, what? I mean, what a drive.
How did you know this story? That's so funny.
What do you mean? Like you're a guest. I mean, is
Oh
this
my
true?
God. No, that's amazing. That's like my mom's favorite story to tell. My mom used to work at all the schools that I went to. She was like a principal and she's a superintendent and all these cool things. She's the best. But yeah, I literally walked up to like a senior, I think, and I was like, you're gonna play in my band. This is what we're gonna do. And he was like, okay. Like he was like, I'm not gonna say no to this girl. I was like a tiny thing, and yeah, and I played my talent show with them, and yeah, it was so fun. That was like my moment for me. I was like, I am famous, I am a star, I'm walking through the middle school hallways. Like, it was so
Yeah,
funny.
but that's very powerful, Charlotte. Like you start seeing patterns, and for my audience, you see the pattern, right? Like I would bet money on Charlotte Sands because there's a pattern here. She puts her focus and like she puts the action and stuff happens, and I love that. And but then you move to Hopkinton, and that's where you really cut your chops. And how was that time developing as an artist before moving here to like Nashville? Because I mean, you're playing with your band, you had that release party like at BAM 81 in Hopkinton, all your friends and family showed up.
Yeah.
You always knew that this was what you wanted to do. How do you look back on this time?
It's so crazy. I mean, like, I was just so lucky to be around people who made music. Like, my dad still a musician, and all of his friends were musicians. They were the ones who played in my original band. It was all these, like, 45, 50-year-old men when I was in high school singing in these bands. And
Super cool.
I was so lucky to be around people who, like, understood it. And it wasn't like oh, yeah, that's a cool hobby. It was very much like okay, let's do it. Like, where do you need help? Like, how can we support you? And so I think that like those kind of things, I definitely was like hanging out with a lot of adults and a lot of older musicians, and I never really found like the high school kind of band like rock and roll thing. I was always like, oh, my dad knows a bass player. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
that
it like
helps.
yeah, but it was really cool because I was around these musicians who were like well known in my town and in my state, and they kind of like they were so cool to me. They were like these legends to me because like they did music full time, and I'm like, that is the coolest thing in the whole world. I don't care if you're playing at like a bar and grill every Wednesday, like you're a musician, and
Yeah.
so that it's seeing that and being inspired by that before anything else, and wanting just that life, and then being able to see what else I could do and how far I could go. After that has been like that was such a cool starting point for me, and yeah, it was
Absolutely.
really wonderful.
Yeah, I love that. I love that story, Charlotte. And let's talk about the new EP for just a hot second. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many great songs. I mean, there's no filler. It's just a fantastic listen. Is there a song that now that you've been on the road a little bit and you've had a chance to play it, that you've noticed that it's getting like a reception that you did not expect? Like you're like, wow, I didn't think this song was gonna be like so damn great live that people are
Yeah.
really reacting to it.
I mean, honestly, my favorite song to play now is Keep Me Up All Night.
Mm,
Um,
great.
and I just like I think I always kind of sold that one a little short because it is kind of like a ballady thing, and most of my songs are very, very like fast drums, upbeat, like quick lyrics. And that one, I mean, it's like the choruses are really ballady, and it's I was nervous that people wouldn't really like receive it the same way they received like the upbeat ones,
Yeah, you went right.
and now it's my favorite song to play live, and it's like people just like gravitate towards it, and it feels really like a moment during these shows where they can understand what I'm saying. I'm like breathing, I'm able to like stand still and just like have this moment with the audience, and it's not just me jumping around and flipping my hair and being like, yeah.
Right.
I'm still doing that, but it's like it's just like a really fun moment, and I think it's like it just feels really special, and it feels like very much like we're all in it together, and we're all just experiencing something at the same time, and instead of me just performing it for them, it's like we're all doing it together, and it's really cool. I really love it.
Love it. I love it, Charlotte. And one of the favorite things, and we love talking about this in our show, is when people have some sort of adversity, we always see some beauty come out of it. I always
Yeah.
like to say, life doesn't happen to you; it happens for you, right? And Love and Other Lies starts famously with that voice memo
Yeah.
that your mom left you when Bonnaroo last year was canceled. which we were gonna cover it. We were like ready to drive. It was pretty bummy. We had friends of our show that were gonna perform. It was kind of a bummer for everybody.
Yeah.
But your mom in this voice memo, she basically says, look, when one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah.
Can you just share with us a little bit about, now that, we're, I don't know how many months, 8, 9 months since that happened, how do you feel about that and the blessings that have come out of that, and like what you learned from that?
I mean, yeah, it honestly, it goes back to like what we were talking about, like manifestation and the universe. I like really trust everything on the universe at this point. I mean, we've seen over the last 2 years how much stuff can like come and go and be canceled, but then I'm about to go on tour, but then they get canceled, and I'm about to do this, and then it's like you kind of really know. It's like there's so much like you're just like not sure all the time, and it's like a really weird feeling to have, especially as someone whose job is like, okay, we have to leave tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's very like quick. But the Bonnaroo thing was obviously so hard. It was like the one glimmer of hope I had for like 2 years was that at least I'm gonna play Bonnaroo. At least I can get to Bonnaroo, and then it will be good and all this stuff. And then 3 days before it cancels, not because of COVID, but because of weather.
That was so frustrating because it was of rain. It was like really, yeah.
And it was the craziest thing because I couldn't even pick up my phone because I was so upset, and my mom called me and left me that voicemail. And I remember listening to it, and the craziest thing was the next day I got a call asking, you need to tell me within the next 30 minutes, do you want to open for All Time Low, The Main, all these things for the rest of the Sad Summerfest tour? And that was that, and the dates were the same dates as the weekend of Bonnaroo, so I wouldn't have been able to play it if Bonnaroo had happened. And I'm like not saying that one is better than the other, but like it really was this whole entire thing where it's like, if they had called me the day before that, we would have said no. And, and it was just really strange. And I ended up doing that 5 dates on that tour and that run, which was like incredible. And then because of that, I was able to like show that I could actually perform, and I wasn't just like, luckily one time went viral on TikTok. Like I know what I'm doing on the stage.
100%.
Yeah, and I was like finally after 2 years ready to be like, I'm a performer, I got this, let me run, like let me do my thing. And then because of that, we were able to get like other opportunities and other offers, which is why I'm where I'm at right now. So it's like,
you're the boss of the city. I love it.
Yeah, come on.
I love it.
Yeah, and so it all just snowballed into like where I am right now, which I like wouldn't trade for anything. So it's like very, very weird, but amazing.
My God, Charlotte, what a special soul. You've been so good with your time. Thank you. But before I let you go, I do want to play a little game with you. We play it with special guests, with cool guests. It's called Flip the Tune. And basically, the way it works is we're going to play 3 10-second clips of your songs in reverse. And we just want to know how well your songs, if they're
I'm nervous.
reverse.
Okay.
What do you think? Are you down?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So we're gonna play Flip the Tune, Charlotte Sands, and away we go with the first one. Here we go.
Okay, is that Every Guy Ever?
Let me see. Let me confirm with my sources. Is that Every Guy Ever? Yes, it is. It's Every Guy Ever. Oh my God. Pretty good.
I could only tell because of the drums.
Okay, there we go. Like you're already doing better than half of the participants.
Oh my God. I'm honored.
You would be surprised. All right. Let's go for the second one. Flip the Tune with Charlotte Sands, and away we go.
Okay, this might be an old song. Is this Phantom Pain?
Is this Phantom Pain? Yes, it is. Oh my God, good. Okay, that's it. That was the one I was supposed to get you with, so.
Honestly, you almost did. That song came out like 3 years ago. That's
Good
so
song.
funny. It's like that one little synth thing, like the da is the only thing that I heard.
Oh my
That's
God,
so
so
cute.
funny. All right, you're going for the perfect score, Charlotte. Very, very cool. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I hope it's Love You a Little with The Main and Taking Back Sunday.
It is unbelievable. Wow, Charlotte, look at you, 3 for 3, deep, amazing conversation, amazing artist, amazing performer, and like, you know, your songs backwards to boot. So
Thank you so much.
amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Charlotte.
Thank you for having me. It's been so
Absolutely.
fun.
Absolutely. Take care.
Have a good day.
Good job, everybody.